Alright, family. How you doing? Welcome back to another edition of Melody Economic News. Alright, family. Hope you had a good weekend. Today is Monday, July 20th, 2020, and the time is 4:21 a.m. Just before I get ready to head out to work. Alright, family. So we can go ahead and get it started. I'm going to take a look at a few Yahoo Finance across the board. Futures markets are down. S&P futures are down negative 1550. Dow futures are down negative 119. NASDAQ futures are down negative 51.25, and Russell's 2000 futures are down 8.80 negative. Alright, family? Alright, crude oil is down just below 0.43 cents, and the crude oil barrel is down $40.16. Gold is up, slightly down from this high over the past week on Friday. It is down. It is up to $1,810.70, and silver is up to $19.78. And the euro versus the dollar is up about 0.0025. Alrighty. The U.S. dollar to the Japanese yen is constantly changing because the markets are up in Asia right now. They're all overseas and they're still going good to go, family. Alright, so it's up about around 117.18, and the GBP to the U.S. dollar is up about less than a percent, less than a penny. So it is about 1.2571 as of right now, family, and changing. Alright, so let's go and get into the news. Alright, family, this is a big one. This is brought to you by the independent.co.ug. www.independent.co.ug. Alright, family, the Independent. Alright, World Bank chief urges G20 to extend debt suspension through 2021. That means they want to suspend all debt, urging all the G20 nations, the global 20 most industrialist nations in the world. They want to be able to suspend debt until 2021. Alright, the World Bank President David Malpass on Saturday urged a group of 20 G20 countries to extend the time frame of the debt service suspension initiative through the end of 2021, calling it one of the key factors in strengthening global recovery. Alright, I urge you to extend the time frame of the debt suspension initiative through the end of 2021 and commit to give the initiative as broad as a scope as possible. Malpass made the remarks at the virtual G20 finance ministers and central bank governors meeting, according to a statement. Alright. What we have in the U.S., the Secretary of Treasury, that is the equivalent of finance ministers around the world. Alright, family? Alright, in each country they have a finance minister. In the U.S., we have a Secretary of Treasury. Alright, we've made great deals of progress with the DSSI in a short period of time, but more needs to be done, said the World Bank chief. Malpass said with the pandemic has triggered the deepest global recession in decades. Now, this is coming from the World Bank chief. Alright? The deepest global recession in decades. Alright, you don't hear this from our media here in the U.S. These mainstream, whatever you want to call them, family. Alright, but this is coming from the chief of the World Bank, said we are in a global financial recession. Alright? Global financial recession in decades. We never got out of recession after the 2008. Matter of fact, you want to go back, we never got out of the 2000.com bust. Alright, family, we've been in recession to all purposes since the year 2000. Alright, they just been covering up and hiding, and when it broke in 2008, that's when it officially broke. But it really broke in 2000. Alright, so we've been in recession since for about 20 years. So let's might as well what it is. This is the depression. They just covered up and patching whatever they can. But the dam is about to break completely. Alright? For the poorest countries, poverty is rising rapidly, median incomes are falling, and growth is deeply negative, he says. Debt burdens, already unsustainable for many countries, are rising to crisis levels. Alright? So you got that one, family. The chief of the World Bank is saying to the G20 nations that we need to go ahead and keep the suspension of debt in place, alright? Go take it what it is, family. They want to keep that suspension, all debt suspended. So they want to try to patch it over again, family. Alright? So we switch over. This is coming from ZeroHedge.com. Europe has been preparing a global gold standard since the 70s. Remember, it was the 1970s under President Richard Nixon that the U.S. got off the gold standard and went into the petrodollar standard. All right. Now, the current fiat international monetary system is ending. Unconventional monetary policy has entered a dead end street and cannot reverse. I have written about this before, and I will not repeat the message in today's article. Instead, we will discuss a topic that deserves more attention, namely, the European Central Bank saw this coming a decade ago when the world shifted to a pure money standard. According to European central banks, have carefully prepared a new monetary system based on gold. All right. When the last vestige of gold standard was terminated in the U.S. in 1971, that's President Richard Nixon family. All right. Circumstances forced European central banks to go along with the dollar homogeny. All right. For the first time, being sentiment in Europe, however, with the counter dollar dominance and slowly preparing a new arrangement. Currently, central banks in Europe are signaling a new system that incorporates gold is approaching. All right. He goes into some books that he wants to read. He goes into some articles that you want to read, family. All right. If you want to, I'll read off some of them. The rise and fall of Bretton Woods. Europe equalizes gold reserves internationally. Private gold ownership distribution. Setting the stage for the gold standard. All right, family. And then let's go keep doing that. In attempts to stabilize the international monetary system, a consortium of 8 Western central banks set up the London Gold Pool in 1961 to keep the gold price in the free market at $35. Despite being a member of the Gold Pool, France was very critical of the U.S. monetary policy, repeatedly redeemed dollars at the Treasury. France thus bought gold at the Treasury to sell in the free market through the pool. All right, this is London Gold Pool members quotes: U.S. 50%, Germany's at 11%, UK at 9%, Italy at 9%, France 9%, Switzerland at 4%, Netherlands at 4%, and Belgium at 4%. All right, family. They couldn't keep the gold price down at U.S. dollars an ounce, so it is officially going up in terms of U.S. dollar amount of $1,800. And 1961, this is what they had, but this is substantially has gone up a lot more, family. Please do your research on that one. All right. And although when we went to a pure paper monetary currency and got off the gold standard, that's when things went downhill. You can trace that all the way back, family. And this kind of has been set up, but it's been slowly being drug up and drug out and kicking and screaming to the gold standard, back to a new gold standard. But this is coming, family. The Europeans, and even at the fall of the gold standard, they were already going on all over the world about going back to the gold standard because they saw where this was heading. All right, family. The fiat currency does not last. Fiat paper currency do not last. All right. All right, family. And then our final story for today, family. All right. This is coming from the outsiderclub.com. Outsiderclub.com, family. All right. Big news: China buying gold mines worldwide. All right. China has been continuing its foresight worldwide quest to hoard as many natural resources as it could and get away with. Often discussed in the TDL, no other nation is preparing on the same scale as China when it comes to ensuring future access to natural resources. All right, the TDL should inquire whether nations would be able to compete without them. All right, gold is a natural